everybody, my name is Laura Hunter. Welcome to my show. So today we have some big changes. One, obviously, we're on YouTube instead of my Facebook page. So that is one big page. After spending the last few months just trying to make this work right on Facebook, we decided, you know what, this is really a YouTube video. So why are we doing it on Facebook? So from now on, this is home. And I also decided to change the name, or actually just give the show a name. So welcome to Ageless Beauty. That is the new name of the show. Okay, so last week we did a recap of the Kim Kardashian look I did about a year ago to get ready for this. Ever since I did that look, I've been wanting to do it again better. And so today we're doing Kim Take 2. And I'm really excited about it because I also got a couple of pictures of Kim that I feel like are a lot more realistic. The picture I used last time, she was quite a lot younger. She's probably 25 or 30 years old, and I'm 50 years old, so that was kind of a stretch, right? Also, it was, very much retouched, as most pictures are in the universe these days, especially of famous people. So I actually found a current picture of Kim unretouched. Yes, and by the way, it is not easy to do. She does a very good job of having her people make sure that what you see out there is the persona she wants to put out there. And so it's actually pretty hard to find a picture of her. This is just a, snapshot. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. It's her job. But just makes it a little harder for me to do her makeup. Let's take a look at Kim. Okay, so take a look at these two pictures. The first picture, Kim is, it'll be on the screen. In the first picture, Kim is retouched. And you can see that her jawline is straighter. She doesn't have any wrinkles around her mouth. She doesn't have any kind of a jowl. Her eyes are not crepey or anything like that. There's just no sign of age, basically at all. Less marionette lines, the whole deal. So in the picture that's much more realistic, you can see that she does have those things. And I actually think both pictures are a little bit retouched. All right, so I'm just going to go right on my brush here. So this is where we're going to do the lighter. Here we go. And I already put some lotion on, just so you guys know. It's the only prep I did. And I have, apart from doing this, a year and a half ago, this is brand new. I didn't test it out first. I never do. I don't like to pre-test these things because I feel like it's kind of cheating. If it takes me a bunch of tries, why would I think you guys could do it, right? Especially if you just wanted to do it one day. Oh, and by the way, so there is a difference between having someone's look, which is their makeup style, and looking like them. We're gonna try to look like them. So that means I'm gonna add some shadows and things to my face I wouldn't normally add. Basically almost like drawing a picture of Kim on my face, just so you know. So some of this is going to be just a lot of looking more like her than even she looks, if that makes any sense. All right, so I'm gonna go into my darker foundation and I'm just gonna dab across here and give that a blend. Make sure you guys get right up to your hairline. There is nothing worse, and we'll powder this too, but there is nothing worse than having one color scalp and a different color forehead. But don't worry, we'll blend it with powder too. So it's not gonna be exactly right quite yet. This one is a bit of a process, guys. There we go. Okay, now let's do our eyes. That's always the best part. So it looks like Kim has a all matte palette and it's all neutral tones. Let's take a look at her. In the picture that she does have a little bit of retouching, you can see that she has like a kind of a burgundy-ish, wine-ish color, like a brown burgundy. And then she has definitely quite a lot of black, and it does look like she has a teeny bit of shimmer right up at her brow line. So let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna start with the dark first. I always like to start with the dark first because it is very hard to get your dark all the way dark if you're going over a light base coat. So first thing, I am going to put a little bit of my foundation. I'm not gonna do a huge, primer and all that. I'm just gonna grab some of that foundation I just used on the brush and use that as my base. Okay, where's my palette? So I have this winey color here and this black here, this matte black and this wine colored. So I'm gonna go into those. I'm gonna grab, I always like to use the largest brush for the job, right? So I'm gonna go with my very big brush here, peek at her. All right, I'm gonna do my entire upper lid and I'm gonna pat it so I don't get a lot of fallout. We'll clean it up later, but still. See how well patting just really deposits that though? Okay, pat, pat, pat. All the patting. There we are. All right, so now I'm gonna go into my black, use a little smaller brush. I'm gonna use, this is actually an ombre brush for eyebrows, but I like this brush because it's got the nice angle, but it's also a little bit thick. So I'm gonna go in with this into my black. With black, I like to blow it off a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna do all around my eye. Just basically, I'm gonna trace my eye. There we go. So I have a little advantage here, and that is Kim and I are both Armenian. And so we do have some features in common. The shape of our face is very similar. My eyes are wider than hers, but they're about the same shape. So I do have a bit of an advantage, but there's still some things I'll really need to change. So you'll see, you know, how we bring light forward and back, which is handy. All right, so we can go like this. Around the top. And of course, Kim probably doesn't do her own makeup, and it probably takes quite a while, so don't expect to do this in 2 minutes. Now I'm gonna go into this very pretty chestnut brown, and I'm gonna go right over the top of where I did that really pretty wine color. It's important to look straight ahead in the mirror and make sure that you're tracing the outline of your eye, because otherwise you end up, it kind of will make you look like you have a hooded eye, even if you don't, if you have light that comes down in this shape. So make sure that you have a rounded shape that goes over your eye. There we go. And again, I'm still using that same brush, I just wiped it off. Fingers are tools, don't worry. Perfecto, super easy. I'm gonna go back in to this brown color with the brush I used, and I am going to do under the black that I did first. Just go right under it. We're gonna use this to actually kind of feather it out too. It's a nice thing with a slightly wider brush. Go. The corner of Kim's eye, you can see right here, it's really pretty smoky. So I'm going to go into my, I'm gonna go into my smaller brush, go back into this black, and really smoke that out. So to smoke it out, I'm just going to drag that right into the corner. See how easy that was? Seriously. It's just, whoop. Gonna adjust down here. There we go. Now then, I'm gonna bring that in. Just brush it in a little like this. Not even putting more on the brush or anything, I'm just blending it into that pretty wine color. There we are. So Kim lines her tight line and her water line. I like to call my tight line my crazy line because I feel like I see a lot where people put on lashes, or even if they don't have lashes on, just have eyeliner on, and you can see this white line under, and it makes it look like they're crazy, like this, like doing the crazy thing. So we're gonna go right under here. Make sure you get that line right inside your lashes, get all along your lashes. Be gentle. So I'm gonna use a liquid waterproof liner on the bottom. And you guys, you can do your tight line with just like, you can use powder, you can use waterproof eyeliner, you can use anything, but the tight line doesn't get quite so much water as your waterline does, because of course water flows down. So, but you just definitely have to make sure that whatever you use on your waterline up here is really waterproof. There we go. It always makes such a big difference to me. I always really see the difference once I've done my waterline. I don't know why. It just, I don't know, just kind of brings everything together. It changes the shape of my eyes too. It makes them a little smaller like hers. So there's that. Okay, we're also going to use the same liner across the top. So we're going to just line right over the top. Because in my opinion, unless it's a, one that you're using water with, there's no such thing as an eyeshadow that's as black as a liquid eyeliner. Now, she doesn't have much of a wing going on, so we'll just kind of connect those and bring them out just a little, like that. There we are. Okay, I'm gonna grab my blending brush, voila. And I'm gonna give all of this a blend. I kind of blended them together as I did it. So there's not a lot to blend, but still. Just give that a little blend before I put on a little bit of shimmer. Okay. Now right here, you can see that she has sort of a peachy pinky rose gold. So I'm gonna go right back in with this guy. It's a nice shape for it. And I'm just gonna pat that right there, right in that area. And this is already a blender, so go ahead and do little circles. There we go. Hope you guys can see this side. There we are. And then I think the color that she has on the top is quite a bit lighter. It does have shimmer though. So let's grab a white like this. Now I'm just gonna pat that right under here. And then just lightly blend it. You don't want to end up getting it muddy. The other colors to come into it. There we go. I think we're doing pretty good here. All right, put these guys back. Okay, eyebrows. So Kim has amazing eyebrows. Hers are a little bit thicker than mine, so I'm gonna go with, let me grab, what's this guy here? I'm gonna start out with this brown. Hers are nearly black, but I'm gonna start out with this brown. If you look right under her eye in the retouched photo, you can tell that there is a little brown in her eyebrows. So I'm gonna go into that first. There we go. And first I'm going to do the line. Old lady mirror. Sometimes you just gotta have it. Do a line on top and a line on bottom. Do the same out here. It's kind of my guide. We actually can't see how long she's got her eyebrows drawn on, so we're just gonna guess. We're just going to assume she did it in the traditional way where you go, you know, nose, corner of your eye, and then that's where your eyebrow is. Nose, corner eye, so it should be about here. Line, line, line. There we go. Put this guy away and we'll use powder. Okay, I'm going to go into this very small brush here. I have this. This is my favorite. I really like an almost black, dark brown that has a little gray in it, because when they're too brown, it ends up on your skin looking more like a reddish brown. I like this much darker, very neutral brown. So I'm going to take a very small brush and I'm going to go make little lines up. Now her brows are pretty dark right at the beginning. I normally would not do mine as dark at the front, but she does, and so that's what we're doing. Let's see here. Now I'm going to go back and bring them in further because I do want there to be some blend. And if you look at Kim's eyes, you can see that, like the corner of her eye, if you were to kind of make a triangle like this, that's where her eyebrow goes to. So it's actually out quite a bit like this. More like that. So something interesting about Kim's face is that you can see there's a highlight above her eyes, and that's just the shape of her bone. So if I don't put that highlight there, my forehead's not going to look the shape of her forehead eventually. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to use this highlight color right here. It's a very kind of a skin toned highlight. Put that on. I'm going to use a small foundation brush so I can be pretty precise. Right above here. So you'll also notice that Kim's forehead is shorter than mine. And because of that, when I do my hair, I'll bring my hair down further, so that'll help. But I'll also do powder a little bit more contour right there. Just going right along here. Lightening that up. So give it a touch more Kim. Okay, so the other eye. Right here done again. This is one of the things that when you're doing somebody else's look and you're really trying to look like them, it's really important to pay attention to what shines and what doesn't. That is a big part of what makes somebody look like they look. Okay, let's do the rest of our foundation. I'm gonna start with the light. And I am just going to do pretty much most of my face and get right down below my eyes. Oops. And I forgot to make sure I didn't have any, which I'm sure I do. Grab some makeup remover. Do a quick little pass under the eyes. Make sure you don't have fallout. Because if you have fallout under your eyes when you do this, what ends up happening is you just have a dark under eye. There we go. Back to it. I know that there's a million ways to do this, guys. This is just kind of the way I've always done it. I like to get most of my face with a lighter color that I'm using, the one that's, you know, kind of my basic face color. Blend it all in and then go back in the spots I skip with contour. There's no reason to really double the whole thing up, so. Stippling under the eye. I like to stipple because if you have enlarged pores, you really want to push the product in so that you don't end up, if you just go over it, it makes it look deeper. So you really want to make sure that product is in there. Okay, to my darker color here. Okay, darker color. I'm just gonna go like this. All right, let's look at Kim's cheekbones really quickly. Okay, so she has high cheekbones and she has quite a lot of contour on her jawline and quite a lot of contour back towards her ears. So let's do it. All right, let's get back here, a little bit darker, and we will also go over this with quite a bit of bronzer. So get way back in there, and then we're going to do here and here. We'll get that better in a minute. Okay. Now she has high cheekbones, so I don't want to go. I'm going to kind of keep this up, right? Up, up, up. Blend this a bit. Blend this here a bit. Got a little crazy. You know, let's just add some more. There we go. And let's get that. Let's get this jawline a bit. So you see in the picture that is retouched, it's kind of funny because the picture that is retouched is telling us what she actually wants to look like, which is kind of interesting. So in the picture that is retouched, you can see that her jawline is straight like this. So that's where I'm going to put my contour because that's what I'm trying to make disappear. Contour is dark and therefore, oh, don't forget your ears, guys. We don't want to have the wrong color ears. So since the contour is dark, it makes things disappear more. So we want to put contour in things we don't want to see, like little jowls. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go over this whole thing with quite a lot of setting powder. And while we're doing other stuff, this will just be baking, like a cookie. They should call it, like, I don't know, cake powder. Oh, they do. Actually, they do call it pancake. Well, maybe cookie. That'd be more fun. Just setting the heck out of it. Can't hurt. Especially if you're somebody like Kim, who's probably going to go to some huge awards ceremony. You really want this to sit a minute. And again, don't forget your ears. Okay, we wait a little while. So I'm going to start with my nose. So I'm just going to take my brush first and just lightly brush the setting powder off my nose. Let's take a really good look at Kim's nose. Okay, so she has such a cute nose. It is very straight and she has a nice ball, kind of, not ball, but she has a nice roundness at the end of her nose. I do not, so we're gonna have to fake that. And it's thinner than mine, particularly right where her eyes are. So let's just draw that right on me. Okay, let's take a small eyeshadow brush. Make sure that guy's cleaned up. I think the best way to do this is going to be with bronzer. That is powder. Bronzer. Okay. Voila. So it's a nice dark bronzer. We're going to use this for some other things in a minute too. And we're really, I mean, this is drawing on your face time right here. So first, her face is a lot thinner right here. So let's just do that first. Okay, there we go. Now you can see hers straight down. And this area here, where mine kind of flares out, hers does not. So we want to cover it. Again, dark makes things go away. And we want to build that little ball at the end of her nose. Now she has where her nostrils flare right here is pretty noticeable, which by the way is a good thing. So we want to add that shadow right there that I don't actually have. good if it matched on both sides. Okay, and then we're just gonna pull this down to create the rest of that shadow. And we will blend it out better in a minute, obviously. Let's see, just a little bit here too, a little bit more shadow right there. There we go. All right, so now, like I said, she's got the cute little button nose, but she also has it accented because it's cute, so she wants to show it off. I understand that. So we're gonna go back into this color here. I'm just gonna put on my finger, put on the end of my nose. Easy peasy. Just like that. And then she doesn't really seem like she has a lot of any kind of highlight going down her nose, but I'm gonna do just a bit because I do think there's just a little. Use this very thin brush here. Plus, it'll also help this look a little thinner right here where she has a thinner spot. There we go. Don't worry, we're gonna blend. Something bugging my eye. There we go. All right. Now, let's take this. Get under here. I'm gonna wipe this baking powder off. Haha, baking powder. Boy, there's a lot of fun things you can call this. Okay. Get rid of that. All right, now let's add some real contour here. So we're gonna go back into this very lovely, very bronze contour that I like a lot. First thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna blow it off, is I'm going to do this very deep contour she's got right here. So I'm just gonna cut that, bring it forward, making a V. Make this little V here. You can also see, even though she has a pretty small forehead, she's really contouring it anyway. So, and again, if you look at her, you can see she's making a V. She likes these V shapes, I think, on her face. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're gonna go into a lighter powder, and I'm just gonna go right into this little V area because I want to blend those powders. There we go. Under my eyes, tap, tap, tap. You know, and guys, it's probably not the same way she does her makeup. You're probably like, that's not how Kim does it. I don't know how Kim does it. This is just how I'm gonna make myself look like her. Okay, and she also has a little flat right here, which is also a lovely thing. I mean, there's a reason everybody wants to look like Kim, you guys. I mean, come on. All right, now let's check out her chin. She does have a little bit of highlighter on her chin. Use the same one on her finger. Let's see, she's got it right out like this. Just that little bit of shimmer. Yeah, I think that looks good. All right, so now I'm gonna go back in with my little sponge and I'm going to blend my nose. So I'm gonna fold this in half so I have some good control over it and pull down. What I don't wanna do is get a bunch of this makeup up into the lighter spot because then I'll lose that contour line, right? So we wanna blend it without losing it. Okay, and go back into this light powder and just go right down the middle. I think I'm even gonna, I really wanna kind of lighten that up a bit more and then maybe I'll just put a little bit more. There we go. All right, color. So she has a very pretty pinky blush color. It is almost like a peach, but then there's sort of a red to it. So I'm gonna use this peach. And I'm also going to use this very pomegranate-y color that I love together. I'm gonna start with the darker one. That's not it. Starting with the darker, oops, let's get a blush brush one, don't we? There we go. Okay, so now she doesn't really have her blush down here where the shadow is. It's all up higher. So we're gonna go up here and keep that up high. There we go. I think I should make Bob take me out after this and see if anybody goes, you remind me of somebody. Maybe Kim Kardashian. Like that'll happen, but it'd be fun if it did. Like a weird little spot right there I'm gonna fix. I must have touched it with something kind of wet. If you guys get that, sometimes you get like a spot that just grabs the makeup because it's got a little lotion or something on it. You can just blend it in and go right back over it. There we go. All better. There we are. All right, now let's go into this pretty peachy color. So pretty. All right, so now she's got this peach really in just the ball of her cheek. And she certainly has quite a bit of it, so I'm going for it. There we go. Let's see, does she have it anywhere else? No, I don't think so. One of the things that makes Kim very Kim are her lips. So let's do those. So one thing that I noticed about Kim that surprised me in the non-retouch photo was how much lip liner she really has on and how dark it is. I always thought it was a little bit more blended, and I can see why she does that. I mean, it's great for pictures. So we're really gonna go for it. Boom. So I've got a nice lip contour here. And the first thing I'm gonna do is line my actual lips, and then I'm going to add to it to get to the shape of Kim's. So she's got hers a very Cupid doll. So I'm gonna go pretty much, you know, pretty far above my natural lip. Go. And then pretty far below, and then I'm gonna go out from there. Look at her. Yeah, it's down there. She's like way down here. There we go. Now, the way hers connects is it's at a pretty good angle up. It literally feels like I'm drawing on my chin. Like, okay, it's chin liner, who knew? I mean, if my eyes were closed, I would, and like somebody was doing this to me, I'd be like, what are you doing? For sure. All right. Way up here. And I'm basically just kind of making an M, right? You know what's funny? Now I'm looking at these pictures. I don't think her lips are that much bigger than mine in real, like in person. They're just really, really contoured. It doesn't look like she has a lot of like any kind of lipstick on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this very kind of neutral colored lip gloss, and then I'm gonna probably put a little lipstick over it just to take any of like the off colors out of my lips so they're more, just more matte, but not totally. Normally I do it the other way around, but in this case, I think we need to do it this way. Okay, let's put a little color on and then we'll adjust it all. So this is just a nice neutral, it's a nice neutral pinky brownie. And I don't want to use a lot of it. I really only want enough to have like a glow. It's hard for me not to want to blend this in. Really difficult. It's like it's going against every impulse that I've got in the world. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. What do you think? Are my lips even, Bob? Are they even though?
Yep.
Okay. Yay. All right, so let's put some lashes on. First things first.
That side
This side?
needs to be up a little more.
Aha. Bob says this side needs to go up more. Let's do it. It's always good to have a second set of eyes. I agree. How's that?
A little better. Maybe a little more.
A little more.
Perfect.
There we go. Yay, thank you. Okay. Grab our liner here. So Kim is also really well known for her lashes. Get our liner. We're going to do 2 coats of this, so it's nice and strong. Stand the test of time. Every time I do these looks like other people, I'm like, maybe I should just do my nose like that all the time. Or my lips or whatever. This is very much what I look like on the stage for Mrs. Universe though. Because it's at a distance, right? So you really have to like exaggerate things. So this is actually pretty much what I did do for that. Okay, we'll let that dry. So let's check out her lashes. Sometimes she has really huge long lashes and other times she has a little bit more just kind of chunky ones. So I'm trying to decide between a couple of pairs here. Let me see. I think I'm gonna go with these. All right, so these look like they're a bit too long though. So I'm gonna cut them down so that they're not quite so long, both on the outside edge and on the inside edge. And I'm just gonna eye it. And by eye it, I mean be kind of an idiot because I'm blind. All right. There we go. That looks pretty good, I think. Put one more little coat of this on. That was this eye. Hey, look at her eyeliner. Okay. Go. Make sure that blends a little. And now if these aren't the right ones, guys, we're just going to put a different pair on. Oops. It just wants to go where it wants to go. There we go. Definitely adds to the mystique for sure. And she always has like, you can really see her lashes on this corner. So I think that's important. There we are. We are getting close to done here, you guys. All right, so first thing, I have more eyeshadow, more color under my eyes than she does. So I'm just gonna tone this down a bit. There we go. It's still definitely more. Let's tone it down a little further. Get a little makeup remover going. in the end, you can't be afraid to just fix it because it's going to take a couple tries to get this kind of thing right, right? There we go. I think that's better. There. This guy. Just going to go right under that with powder. Keep it set. Nice light powder. While I'm here, I might as well do these little areas because definitely want to make sure those look nice. Last step, mascara. So this is the dual mascara. It has a separating mascara in the top, and then you take the middle part out, and it is what's really the same mascara, it's just a different brush. So, and then the lower brush is for really thickening. Since we have these big lashes on, I'm just really using it to blend. And then I'll do down here. Gotta make the face. All right, back to the old lady mirror. Those we're gonna see if we can't get some color on with the big brush. This side is a little mad at me because it's got like glue, lash adhesive and stuff on it, but it is what it is, it'll be fine. At least in these pictures of her, you don't see her really long lower lashes, so it's not like it's gonna ruin the end result. You see the glue come off my lashes? And it's definitely not a product, magnetic eyeliner is definitely not a product that was meant to be used as a lower lash mascara. All right. See here. Let's put a little of our bronzer. Not it. Every time I grab the wrong one. Put a little of our bronzer on my chest. Get some blending there. There we are. Okay guys, I'll be back in just a minute and I'm gonna do my hair and change my clothes. Okay everybody, I am back. Do I look like a Kardashian? Let's do the poses. We'll get a little jaw. What do you think? Okay, tell me all about it in the comments and I will see you guys next week. Don't forget, 4 o'clock on Thursday. Bye.